YouTube Rando here. So Mr. Tolly, aka FatmanTolly, is having his 1,000 subscriber giveaway. He has an awesome channel. He does a lot of leather work videos, which I enjoy watching. He does other stuff as well, prepping videos, you know. He does some dehydrating, stuff like that. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link below to his channel. You can go check his channel out. If you like what you see, sub him up. But he's having his 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and he wanted us to show a hobby, something that we enjoy doing. Now there's not a whole lot of hobbies out there that I do that I don't really talk about, that most people already don't know about. There is one that's probably a little out there. Most people my age probably don't have this hobby, and he wanted us to include our kids. So what I did was I was looking for a hobby that me and my kids are into, and there's very few of them anymore. My kids used to be into the outdoors and going out and trying bushcraft skills and stuff, which I'm not into bushcraft, don't get me wrong, but my kids were. But when we moved out of the country, moved back to the city, they became city boys again, and they usually stay inside. They're gamers, big time gamers, love to play the PS4 and all that good stuff. So that's usually what they're up to. One thing we're into is RC cars, mostly crawlers, just because, I don't know, they're slow. I've had the 70 mile an hour VXLs and all that good stuff, and usually they end up into a curb or something and end up all screwed up anyway. So we got into crawlers because they're real slow, and my kids can handle them. Now they could probably handle something a little faster, but I don't like chasing down cars to flip them over anyway, and that's usually what you end up doing with RC cars. Chasing them down, flipping them back over, chasing them down. So I like messing with rock crawlers. But I think I used that hobby on my last giveaway before last that I did. Was kind of the same. It was show your hobby, and I think that's what I used was RC cars on mine, so I didn't want to do that. So I started looking into other things, and by the way, I was going to let my kids do the video with me, but the more subscribers you get on YouTube, the more haters you get. That's just a sad fact. One of those things that it's always been and always will be, I'm sure, but people talk shit about me and it rolls off my back. I don't really care. It don't bother me much. Every once in a while a certain comment will get to me, but not often. Usually I just delete the comment and go on to the next. Don't bother me. But you know, when you start throwing your family into the videos, what are they going to do? They're going to start taking swings at put my kids and wife in the videos anymore. For that reason, because you know, you could talk about me and I don't care, but you start running your mouth about my wife or kids and those fighting words to me, so I'm not going to put them in the video. But I did find something that me and my kids are into, more me than my kids, but they're into it a little. I'm a comic book geek, always have been, always will be. In fact, I still collect. I still get online every once in a while and buy a couple of new books to throw into the collection. That's an older one right there. That's one that I've had since I was a kid, that was handed down to me from somebody else who had it when they was a kid. I got a bunch of comics from my grandmother when I was a kid, and they were all real old comic books, old Black Beauties and stuff. And that's just one of them I kept out of that collection. My favorite comic book character, and I'm into comic book movies too, you know what I mean? That's a big deal for me. I'm a movie buff, so anytime they make a comic book movie, of course I'm going to go see it. And I watch them all. I even went and watched Ant-Man, if that says anything. So this is probably my favorite character, and it's probably not showing up because of the glare, but it's Wolverine. I have all the Wolverines. That's the number one of his main run that he did, late 80s. After he did this run, I believe this one started first. This is number one of Marvel Comic Presents, and then this is number one of just Wolverine. I have probably 1 through, I don't know, 100 or so on both of these. I'm a big time Wolverine fan though. He is my favorite character. He was my my first buy when I walked into a comic book shop, wasn't even thinking about collecting comic books at the time. I just was looking for a specific comic that a buddy had told me about. And I was a little kid, by the way. My mom was, of course, bringing me up there. And I seen Wolverine, and I just had to have it, and bought it and never turned back. I even own, like, Kitty Pryde and Wolverine, his older stuff. And then I own, like, they did a 4-part miniseries of them in the early 80s. I think, like, 82, something like that. I think that's what this one's from. Yeah, this is number 4 of 4. So they did a little series for them in the early 80s. I even ended up buying those when I got older and had the money to buy them, because for some reason people want stupid amounts of money for them. But I ended up buying the whole run. So I'm really into comic books, man. And I know that's kind of geeky. And I know it's kind of weird for a grown man to be into comics, but it's something I've been into since I was a kid. And I really wanted to involve my kids with it. And they're into them, not as much as I am, and never like I was when I was a kid. Like, that's what I spent my money on, was comic books, whereas they spend their money on video games. But they're into Yu-Gi-Oh! Too, and I don't know anything about it, so I don't even pretend to, be amused by it or whatever. They know I'm not into that crap, but there are certain things that we're into together, like the comic books and the RC cars, and every once in a while I can get them to come outside and do a fire with me or something, But like I said, for the most part, they're gamer freaks, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I wish they would play outside more. Maybe pick up, even if it was just a comic book, maybe pick up a book and read a little more. But it is what it is. My kids, they enjoy life, and that's what's most important to me anyway, is that they have a good time. So they have a good time, I can tell you that. But I hope this works. I hope it's something that most of you didn't know about me anyway. Like I said, I've probably mentioned it in a video once or twice that I do enjoy comics, and but most of you probably didn't know that about me. So I just wanted to share something that was off the wall that, like I said, most people just didn't know about. So that's what I came up with. Hope it works. Congratulations on your 1,000 subs, brother. That's awesome. That's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching, YouTube.